The nation that once prided itself on being the world's factory is now forcing university students to compete for jobs as costumed wild men at tourist sites. This ironic reality is not a joke you can laugh at, it is a stark and living demonstration of the severe employment crisis that is engulfing China's younger generation today.
What
are the requirements for this job?
You must not speak human language. You have to communicate with tourists in other ways. You only use human language when you really have no other choice.
Did you all come up with that language yourselves?
Yes, we did.
In Hebei province, more than 2,000 university students applied within just a few days for 10 part-time positions performing as wild men at an agricultural tourist site. The pay is not high, the work is done under the scorching sun or in the wind, and the job even requires them to must not speak human language, yet they still regard it as a fortunate opportunity. In Hunan province, students have even invented their own wildman language, using it as a form of irony about their own fate. At a time when millions of young people graduate without securing employment, performing as a wild man in the forest has effectively become a dream job.
With daily pay this high, of course I'm doing it. I get a full 200 yuan. It's a million times better than sitting at home doing nothing. Some people online say stuff like, it's embarrassing that a college student their parents struggle to raise ends up doing this kind of job. But I don't give a damn. As long as it's fun, that's all that matters. We're the best. Just walk our own path and let others talk all they want.
Back then, 3,000 people applied and they only picked 30.
That's brutal. How did you make it?
Obviously, it's my charm.
This job has to be for super extroverts, right?
Nah, just don't be shy and you're good.
In August this year, the unemployment rate among 16 to 24-year-olds in China's urban areas rose again to 18.9%, nearly matching the previous record of over 21% that prompted the National Bureau of Statistics to suspend data publication in 2023. The government claimed it had adjusted the statistical method to lower the figure, but reality cannot be concealed. Tens of millions of young people continue to struggle amid unemployment, low wages, and a future with no clear direction.
These days, finding a job is really tough, right? Today, I went for a sales position interview. When I first contacted them, the recruiter told me to send a no-makeup photo and everyday photos, front and both side profiles, all of them. After I sent them, they called. Hello, can you come in for an interview this afternoon? I said, yeah, sure. So I went, and they told me. Today the boss will interview you himself. He's with an important client right now and has a flight later, so please wait in the lobby of the hotel next door. It was my hometown, so I didn't feel scared at all, I just went. After a while, the boss showed up. At first the questions were normal. What did you major in? What salary are you expecting? Any similar work experience? But then the vibe totally changed. He asked, do you have a boyfriend right now? How many people have you dated? I thought it was weird and said, that's personal, I won't answer that. He paused and went, oh, okay. Then he went back to work stuff and asked, are you okay with evening client entertainment? Like drinking with customers? I said, that's kinda hard for me. I'm not good with alcohol. And he said, then this job probably isn't for you. You're still too young and don't understand the client's feelings or needs yet. In sales, your job is to fulfill the customer's requests as much as possible. You're young, so it seems you don't get that part yet.
At a university in Tangshan, Zhang Xiaona, a media studies student, spoke frankly. I think it will be hard for me to find a good job. Even if I'm lucky enough to get one, it will probably be temporary, with low pay, long hours, and poor conditions. Such laments are no longer unusual. Even graduates of top universities find themselves in the same situation. The National Bureau of Statistics claims that the economy is moving steadily, but those beautiful numbers are nothing more than a veil masking reality. Looking only at the youth demographic reveals a completely different picture. Millions of degree holders remain jobless, and tens of millions more are pushed into unrelated work, part-time positions, or other forms of precarious employment. According to analyses by international experts, youth unemployment in China is not merely a matter of excess supply, but also the result of so-called reverse industrialization. The advance of automation, the relocation of supply chains, and tariff measures imposed by the United States have dealt a direct blow to China's export-oriented manufacturing sector, an industry that once supported hundreds of millions of people. Despite this, the Chinese government continues to prioritize infrastructure construction and military-related projects, placing the lives of its citizens last. Katja Drinhausen, a researcher at the Berlin-based Mercator Institute for China Studies, points out, China's economy remains highly dependent on exports, particularly to the United States. Small and medium-sized enterprises are taking severe hits. When exports decline, jobs disappear, and young people are forced either to return to their hometowns or to take on performative jobs such as performing as wild men in tourist attractions. But the problem is not limited to the economy alone. It is also a psychological crisis. In a society where people are monitored in every movement and denied freedom of expression, trust in the government and in the future erodes little by little. China today is even described as a giant prison wrapped in the glow of GDP. One internet user wrote, "People are allowed neither to think nor to speak, only to listen and believe." In a society where morality has been replaced by fear, people will do anything to survive, even pretend to be wild men just to get by. The government's propaganda apparatus continues to paint the illusion of economic recovery. But behind that slogan are young people killing time in dormitories and cafes, and university graduates wearing fur costumes in tourist parks. That is the reality of a post-growth society, where college graduates have become symbols of an economy trapped under authoritarian rule, unable to move in any direction.
我又失业了，在被裁员的这2
I'm unemployed again. For the past 2 years, ever since I got laid off, I've jumped from job to job countless times, but none lasted long for all sorts of reasons. What are workers outside the system supposed to do once they're past 35? Have you guys ever felt this way too? Pretty much every job app now has age restrictions. Most say under 35 only. It's like you're forced to finish your career switch before hitting 35. Either climb to management in a company, or make your own business succeed. Otherwise, the moment you turn 35, you're staring at unemployment risk. It's as if 35 is a fatal watershed. The unemployed stay unemployed, the delivery riders keep riding. So many people are just burning themselves out, just to scrape together enough fuel to stay alive.
From Beijing to Changsha, from Shanghai to Tangshan, the same question echoes across China. Why is it that no matter how much we study, we still cannot live a decent life? As degree-holding young people compete for the role of wild men in tourist attractions, the phrase "great rejuvenation" has never sounded more hollow. No matter how many elegant figures appear in economic reports, they cannot conceal the reality that tens of millions of young people are struggling simply to survive. It is within their silence that the true face of contemporary China is reflected. The sight of them standing as wild men in tourist parks has become the most unvarnished image symbolizing China today.